Hello.
Hi, welcome back to the December 8th edition of Festively Fabulous Craft Beer Advent Calendar.
Does this mean that we're officially a third of the way into December?
Almost. Because,
You said it was the 8th yesterday.
well, yeah, give or take. Because, 8 times 3 is 24.
Mm.
So that would take us to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So,
Close enough.
more or less a third, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's dive in.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me, Amy, I'm just going to cover your face up.
Careful.
Right, number 8, I found it. Don't tell me where it is. Shit. Okay, that was an empty one, it's fine. Right, okay, on today, on December 8th, we've got North Pale Ale. Looks very nice.
It does actually, yeah.
Let's get this out of here. Yeah, that's the one downside to these calendars is you can't really, once you've taken a couple of the doors off, the structural integrity of the doors just goes to shit. North Pale Ale. Oh, we've got sand though.
Of course we do.
I'm just gonna upend it a few times, see if I can't convince it there. Although actually it's stuck in one big lump at the bottom,
So it might stay there.
which is fine. I'm just gonna hope it stays there. Oh no, now it's mixing up typically.
Well, there you go, you did it to yourself.
I did, I. Anyway, let's have a read. Fully hopped American Pale Ale, full of lovely robust hoppy flavours.
Oh,
Well,
spilling over.
that's fine. Not the spilling over the hoppy bit. I do enjoy hoppy beer. Mine's definitely going to spill over because I've just turned it up over about 4 times. Oh,
Just let it happen. Lean into the curve.
what, getting it all over the table?
It's very fizzy. Like,
You have have you just turned yours upside down as well?
Yeah.
Well, then that's probably why. Oh, look, sweetie, look at that.
ish.
That's because I've
Upended it.
yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just left it. You know what? Have we got a sieve?
We will do somewhere.
I'm going to go and get a sieve. Why should it ruin my enjoyment?
Well, I don't think it's very professional, but we are now sieving beer. Oh well. What bollocks to it?
The sieve needs washing. It's in the sink. So there's nothing I can do about that.
Just drink the beer sand.
I don't want to drink the beer sand. Don't make me drink it.
Drink it.
Right, I'm just going to have to do what we did the other day, which is basically very slowly pour and hope I don't actually get too much of it.
It's quite a good head, that.
Now it's settled.
Yeah.
It smells nice. It does smell very hoppy. I can smell it from here.
Mm. It's not a very good description though. It just says a fully hopped American pale ale full of lovely, robust hoppy flavours.
It probably works on the assumption, I'm going to leave that on the bottom, that you know what goes into an American Pale Ale anyway, which neither of us do.
Well,
You're going to get a lovely beer tash off that. No, not quite, never mind.
it's nice. It is very hoppy.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's almost like it's full of robust hoppy flavours.
It's oh, pardon me. Very hoppy.
Fizzy.
No, it's quite nice. It's nothing amazing. It's
Pretty standard.
yeah.
This is not something that, see, I'm not a massive fan of it. It's alright. It's not something I would ever order when I went out.
I could drink a pint of it. I couldn't drink lots of it because it is very, very hoppy.
Again though, it is the strongest that we've had
Again.
to date. Again, we're just going up and up. We're drinking like 10% beer by Christmas Eve. It's 5.5%. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, it's quite nice, but it's It is what it is. It's nice to me, to my palate. I do like quite light hoppy beers, but it's very, very hoppy.
Yeah, it's a bit too hoppy for me.
As you'd expect from something that like calls itself
It says
fully
hoppy
hopped.
3 times in the description of it. Oh, it's alright.
Produced by Mr. Whitehead's Drinks from Windmill Farm in Colmore, Northallerton, Hampshire.
Produced by Mr. Hophead's Drinks in Hop Farm. Hopwell.
I wondered what you were on about there. I'm like, what are you reading? Yeah, it's okay. It's quite nice. It's
It does say here, there's a big label that says may contain sediment.
I don't think there's any may about it.
It contains a hell of a lot of sediment. Sorry, beer sand.
Yeah. May contain copious amounts of beer sand. May make your mouth taste like grit.
Standard for Mr. Whitehead. Mr. Whitehead's beers.
No, it's not bad. I'd say it's better than average, at least on the sort of what we've had so far. It's not the best by far, but it's better than. I'd say it's probably in the upper third. Well, I realise there's only 8 to go off, so that would put it in like what, 3rd or 4th place.
It wouldn't go in the upper third for me. It's not as bad as the Bowman ales, but it's not.
It's
like,
better than Bowman.
It's better than Bowman. It's not like. It's
Sorry, Bowman, you're getting absolutely raked over the coals in these videos, but it's kind of your own fault.
Yeah, stop making shit beer.
If I wanted to drink a bottle of mud, then I would buy Bowman's. If I wanted to inject some life into the topsoil of my garden, I'd buy Bowman's.
Poor Bowman's. So yeah, it's not really as bad as that. I would say it's like, it's average for me. Average.
Yeah, it's okay. So, what do you think then? Are you ready to give it a rating? Because the past few videos we've been leaving it till the end, but really we should...
We should do it straight after the beer talk, really.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. We'll give it, like I say, pretty painfully average. So I'm going to say it's 5 baubles out of 10.
Okay, I see. Well, let me think. Did I retroactively change the rating on the punk?
Yeah, you moved it down a little bit.
No, I changed one, but I can't remember what it was. I'd moved one down.
You'd moved punk down so that you could move the frog up.
I don't think that was it.
I'm sure it was.
I don't think that was it.
We should really keep tabs on the videos that we're making.
Well, that's it. It's one a day, innit? Once you've done the day, you don't think any more about it, really. I'm going to give this 7. I'm trying to think of something Christmassy. 7 pieces of tinsel out of 10. And I'm going to retroactively change the rating of the Punk IPA from day 1 to 7.5. Because that was it. Because I was saying I deliberately lowballed it with 7, thinking that there would be a lot of better stuff, but it still ended up being one of the better ones we've had. And this is nicer than the likes of the Bowman ones. And it's nicer than the Goose Island. And it was nicer than...
Anything's nicer than the Goose one.
I like it a bit more than the Resolution. That's the one you liked. I can't remember what day that was, like 4 or 5 or something.
It was like day 4, yeah. I really like that.
But this is sort of like, it's not as nice as Punk IPA. It's not as nice as, it's nowhere near as nice as the Frog or the Route 1. So
I think we're going to struggle to find things that are as good as those two.
So yeah, but 7, I think 7's a fair for me.
Yeah.
So far for me, I know we're only a third of the way through, but so far for me, my clear winner is the Fordham Route 1 IPA. That was really nice.
See, I would say the clear winner for me would be yesterday's.
Yeah,
Frog.
the Frog's a very close second for me, but it's yeah. But this is okay. It's not bad apart from the base end.
What are you going to do?
But I think a lot of that is has to do with the fact that it's been left standing for a while.
Yeah.
Because obviously these will have been packaged up because B doesn't really like go off. These will have been standing for ages before they got bought. Do you know what I mean? So it's just accumulated over time. But still, that doesn't excuse Bowman. Not at all.
Yeah, Bowman, get your shit together.
I don't care how long your bee's been standing, it's still your fault.
So Christmas talk.
Yeah. Open up the list.
There's nothing really left on the list now. Kind of burned through it. Here's a good one. What do you like to see in your Christmas stocking?
Not fruit.
But you're supposed to get an orange.
You're not supposed to get an orange.
Like a little satsuma.
No, that's just for kids. Because the parents are like, look at all this chocolate. I can't in good conscience give them all this, like, oh, my dentist. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you need, like, look at all that. I'm such a bad parent. Here, have an orange.
No, see, like,
that's what I think
used to get an orange when I was little. I don't think my parents were too, like, bothered about, like, how much fruit I was eating and stuff.
I don't know. It's a waste of space that could be filled with sweets.
See, but like, what did you used to get in your stockings? Was it just sweets, or apart from the orange?
Largely, this is the basic anatomy of the stocking as filled by my mum. Is you got mostly small sweets of varying mixes. It wasn't just chocolate; it was also sweets as well. So you'd have like your celebrations and your heroes and all that sort of thing, and then you'd have like fruit salads, stuff like that, like refreshers, just little tiny packets of, like, do you remember Frosties?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. They were like very hard boiled sweets that had like coated in sugar. They were okay. They were like 10p a packet. They were like that. About the size of a battery. So you'd have some of them. Then you'd usually have like a bag of chocolate coins, one tube, because you get the tubes of sweets.
Yeah.
Of like, say, fruit pastels or something, or Skittles. There'd be one of them in there. There'd be like a chocolate Santa, and then usually probably more sweets in there.
See, I didn't used to get very many sweets in my stockings when I was younger. I used to get like the tube, and I used to get a chocolate Santa and the chocolate coins and the orange. But other than that, it used to be like small novelty gifts, like maybe like, I remember one year, it stands out to me because I was thick. I woke up really early, my parents were still in bed, and they had a rule where like I wasn't allowed to wake them up until a certain time. I just had to sit there in bed with my stocking. So I'd got a few sweets, not as many as I was hoping for. It was mostly like tiny little presents, like mini lip glosses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there was this packet and there was no label on it, from what I remember, of what it was. And I was like, ooh, are these like big sweets? But they were actually bouncy balls. But I spent a good 10 minutes trying to bite through a bouncy ball because I thought it was so sweet.
Amazing.
Like, you know, the gel bouncy balls. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like,
So
why 10 minutes though? Like, when you put it in your mouth and you start chewing it and it tasted like
I couldn't
rubber.
fit it in my mouth because I was like,
yeah, but surely when it didn't taste nice, were you not like, this probably isn't a sweet, it tastes of rubber?
I don't know, because it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I already had a canny few sweets and I was pretty off my tits on sugar. So I just wanted more sugar. But like,
that's going to be when we have kids and they're like on a pure sugar rush. I'm going to
be on one too.
I'll be like, you know, when your mum was your age, she once had so much sugar in one sitting that she'd try to eat a bouncy ball. Yeah, I'll change that. I'll say she actually ate a bouncy ball.
And she bounced around.
Yeah.
No, I'll be on a sugar high on Christmas Day. I'm always on a sugar high on Christmas. I love Christmas.
Yeah. That's part of the whole deal with Christmas for me, is you go mad on Christmas. You pig out and it's like you eat way too much, and like a large amount of that is usually like sort of not just rich food like Christmas dinner and stuff, but also sweets and, you know, and Christmas pudding and all the rest of it. And then you have that crash, which for us is usually about 2 or 3 in the afternoon because we get up early. And then I don't know, not so much now. When I was younger, we used to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
I still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And then there was a couple of years ago where it was later. But then last year, everybody was already up by the time we got round. Do you remember? And that was still quite early. That was like 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's making a resurgence. But yeah, like you'd have your Christmas lunch. And then after that, it was the Christmas Hill, like, food coma just overtook you. And I used to sit and have like a couple of drinks with Gordon, and then I'd go upstairs and I'd sit on my bed and I'd be out and I'd sleep till about 7 or 8 o'clock, like evening time. And then I'd get up and I go back downstairs and continue. Like, because then you're like ready. There's enough time elapsed for you to have some more food.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you'd have like your tea or whatever, and then just.
See, like for me, I wouldn't nap on Christmas. I don't really like napping anyway, but I wouldn't nap on Christmas because it's only one day of the year, and there's so much build up for this one day, and I don't want to waste any of it asleep. You know what I mean? So I just fight through it.
A Christmas nap is like part and parcel for me. It's part of the experience.
See, for my family growing up, it was always going for a big walk after Christmas dinner. Like instead of going for a nap, we used to go for like a good like hour long like trek.
I'd rather have a nap.
I'd rather go for a walk.
But that's the thing. I was actually thinking about this, and I can't actually remember 2 years ago, because last year we went to my mum's, but we hosted your parents, and the year before that we were at my mum's, weren't we? You were at work.
No, the year before that was just with you and at your mum's, and it was the year before that I was at work.
Okay, so what time did we come home on that year that you weren't at work?
I think it was like 6ish.
I don't know, because like I say, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, well, before when I used to get that food coma coming on, I'd just go upstairs and chill out on my bed, but obviously I can't now because it's not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm like, that food coma, like I don't know what's going to happen. Whether we'll just come home then.
Probably. I think that's what happened last year.
Probably.
You got really tired and we were like, well, should we just go?
Yeah, but also at the same time, I don't know. In fact, that's probably what will happen, because I was thinking I could end up just like zonking out on the couch at my mum's, but given that Seb's there and he's 4, that'll probably not happen, because, you know, Seb's 4 and he's full of sugar.
Yeah, really
unless he has a kip as well. I'll just try and time it for when he has a nap.
But no, Christmas is my favourite day of the year.
Yeah,
That's saying
everybody likes
something because
Christmas.
I'm like birthday mental, me. So to say that like Christmas is my favourite day.
You're so young. Wait until you hit 25, right? After you hit 25, I can guarantee you'll not care about birthdays anymore.
I think I will.
I don't think you will.
I think I will.
You'll just be like,
It's only 2 years off now, just less than 2 years, we'll see.
Yeah, wait until you're 24 and a half and you're like, oh my god, I'm halfway through my 20s. God,
I'm not as morbid as
I'm
you.
nearly 30.
Gosh. I'd try to think what you're going to be like when you're about to turn 40.
I'll probably just...
I'll not see you for like 3 weeks.
I was going to say, I'll go on like a week-long bender or something, and I'll come back with like half of my head shaved, and a tattoo, and a scar somewhere, and one of my shoes missing, and trench foot on the shoe that's missing, on the foot that's missing. And I'll be like, alright, yeah, ready to get on with my life now.
I hope not.
What happened? Where have you been? You don't want to know.
Don't
It started off good, and now I've got trench foot and a scar and a tattoo. Pot the kettle on.
But no, yeah, my Christmas stocking, it was mostly like toys and stuff. But I do remember on Christmas morning because what happened is I used to wake up really early and my parents were like, right, you can't wake us up till like 4:30 at the earliest. So I used to just like play with my stocking for a bit and see what was in it and like muck around with the toys and stuff. And then like 4:30 on the dot, I used to go running into my parents' room with my stocking full. I used to repack my stocking and jump on the bed and show them what was in my stocking, because obviously I didn't know that they knew what was in it. I thought it was like an extra gift from Santa.
We used to send Bethany in to wake me mum and Gordon up. Sorry, my mum and Gordon. I've already been pulled about that by our Bethany.
That's my southernness, sorry.
Yeah. She's like, excuse me, it's Mum. You're from the northeast of England. So yeah, we used to send Zach and Bethany in to wake my mum and Gordon up. Because me and Zach were kind of at that age, like I was a teenager and like Zach was sort of early teens, and like it's a bit weird just walking into your mum's bedroom while do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we used to send Bethany in. This is when Bethany was... In fact, it might have been earlier than that, because I remember Bethany just being like a young'un. And yeah, but she would always be up anyway. And then we'd all be up. And as it turns out, my mum told me, like later on, a couple of years later, that basically her and Gordon were awake anyway. They just didn't want to get up yet. Because like... But apparently Gordon still gets like really excited about Christmas and wakes up at 5 a.m.
That's nice.
Yeah, so now we've just kind of all on board with it.
Now I used to go in my parents' room, show them what's in my stocking. Then we used to go downstairs. We used to eat. You know when celebrations used to be massive, like they used to be tins and they used to be like proper massive. We used to eat like half a tub of celebrations between us while my mum cooked bacon sandwiches. Then we used to sit around eating bacon sandwiches, opening our presents and stuff. And then we used to go to my grandma's house. We used to have Christmas at my grandma's, with my Dorians.
Yeah, my mum always does bacon sandwiches. Or Gordon does, one of them does.
It's Christmas tradition.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm thinking this year, because I know you're like, you'd probably want to do something similar before we go around, but I don't think 2 bacon sandwiches that early on in the morning is going to happen. So maybe we just do coffee and then
coffee and maybe like just celebrations.
Yeah.
Reliving the traditions. See, it's difficult, I think, when you move out and you're like cohabiting with someone. It's sort of difficult to create your own Christmas traditions. You know what I mean? Because it's like you still want to do the things that both of you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it's hard to sort of find that balance between the two.
I think it'll change a little bit
when we have kids.
No, I was just going to say, now that your parents have sort of separated and got new lives, do you know what I mean? Because now they've each got like new things.
New families.
Yeah. So I suppose what I'm saying is like the only thing that's sort of tying us to old traditions really is my family, and that's because they live round the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like, say if we moved away and we moved to, I don't know, the middle of the country, we'd have our own. Do you know what I mean? Because there would only be us.
Mm.
So yeah.
But I like Christmas.
Who doesn't?
And we've got a new dog in the family now, so I've got 2 dog stockings for Christmas time.
Titan.
Titan and Scamp.
We'll have to think of some more
Christmas garbage to talk about.
Yeah. Because
right, I've got something that's just come to me, so we're going to talk about it now. Right?
hang on, right? Do that. Imagine that you're Raven Simone and you've just had a vision. Okay, from That's So Raven, and then tell me what it is.
So,
it's just cameras.
Do you like Christmas cake? Do you like Christmas cake or Christmas pudding? Because there's a difference, and people always say there's not a difference, but there is a difference.
Yes.
To both.
Yes. I do, but kind of only on Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it's not really... That's something I like in small amounts. I couldn't just be like... It's not
like
really to me...
fruity cake lover, yeah.
It's not really to my taste, but it's kind of like at Christmas I'm like, yeah, I fancy a bit of that.
See, I don't really like Christmas cake. I think it's all the marzipan they put on top of it.
Yeah.
I hate marzipan. But I really like Christmas pudding. But what I've always wanted to do, but I've never done it because I'm really clumsy and I'll burn...
Set fire to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like pour brandy over it and set fire to it, but I know that I'd probably set myself and everybody I love on fire if I tried to do it. So I've always avoided it.
It's got quite a high alcohol content anyway, hasn't it?
There's a lot of brandy in it,
Yeah, because that's why it keeps for ages. It's the same with wedding cake. You can keep wedding cake for donkeys.
Well, the tradition with wedding cake is it's the top tier, isn't it? And you save it until your first anniversary and you eat it then.
No, I never knew that. No, I just knew it kept for ages.
Yeah, you're supposed to save the first tier for your first anniversary.
Yeah.
If you make it that far.
Do you know what, like, I know this is kind of off topic and not necessarily relating to Christmas.
Well,
but,
that's what all these videos have been so far, Hal.
when we have kids, we're going to have to, like, someone in your family, I don't know if this is just a North East thing, but I don't think it is, right? We're going to have to buy a tin of Danish biscuits, right? Eat all the biscuits and fill up with sewing supplies. Even though neither of us sew or have any inclination to sew. When I was, like... it seems to be some sort of cultural touchstone, at least with people that I know, right? Everyone had like a nana or someone, and there'd be this tin of Danish biscuits, and it would be sewing supplies every time. See,
it wasn't a tin of Danish biscuits, it was a tin of celebrations from a previous Christmas, but it was my mum that used to keep that. But
I wonder why Danish biscuits though. Do you know what I mean? Like, was there just some like renaissance for Danish biscuits in like the late 80s and early 90s where just
Probably.
all of my friends' mothers were like, you know what, Danish butter biscuits,
Get in.
sign me up, get inside me.
You know, I've seen a lot of in the shops.
I might have to ask me nana or something about that.
You
Or my
should.
mum.
You know, I've seen a lot of in the shops. I don't really know what it is, but I kind
Danish
of want to
biscuits.
buy a box to try. They sell it now at the minute. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Lieberschen or something. It's like they look like chocolate biscuits, but I think they're more cakey than biscuity.
Right.
And I really want to try them. I think I probably won't like them, but I want to try them. Stollen. I like Stollen.
Yes, Stollen's nice.
I'm going to buy some Stollen for Christmas.
Kind of wish that we had like more stuff from the Christmas market. Because I mean, we bought quite a lot, but like it wasn't a lot really. Do you know what I mean? There was lots of different things, but they weren't that big.
And it was stuff that like wouldn't keep until
Yeah.
Christmas.
But yeah, all that stuff's really nice. We haven't busted into a lot of that chocolate yet. We had some Christmas cracker chocolate. That was nice.
So good. I don't know what was in it, but it was really nice.
It was it was kind of like Rocky Road, but it had like biscuit chunks in it. It had like salted caramel, like little balls in it, and then it had them little star gold, which I can only assume was gold leaf stars, like sort of in it as well. Oh, I realise Rocky Road usually has glacé cherries in, but you know, at work we do a Snowy Road.
What's that?
It's just the white version, I assume. The white chocolate version.
You should bring me one home tomorrow.
Oh.
You should bring me one home tomorrow.
Alright. I'll have a Christmas pudding biscuit instead, which is much superior.
You know what was really superior that you stopped selling?
What?
Those
Flake cakes, amazing.
no, the muffins. Which muffins was it that I was obsessed with for a bit?
Sticky toffee ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to do lemon ones a long time ago.
I used
They
to
were
like the
also
lemon ones.
nice.
So I used to
Yeah.
like the lemon ones more than like the chocolate ones. And then I went through a chocolate muffin stage. And then a sticky toffee muffin stage. And now I don't work in the town centre and Hal can't bring me muffins all the time. I don't have any muffins anymore.
Well, sometimes I think
Just contributed to my
weight loss.
my weight loss, yes.
Sometimes I think I'll get something for Amy, and then when I'm on the way out the door, it's like literally the last thing on my mind. I'm just like out there. Do you know what I mean? Ready to come home.
I know when I started this new job, you were like, "Oh, I promise that now that I can't bring your stuff into work, I'll make sure it's in the fridge for when you get home." It's not happened.
Well, rip.
Spouse abuse.
No,
Promising cake.
I
And
do.
not
I do
delivering.
remember my mate Fenton. I've been working at Greg's for a couple of years, and I hadn't seen him for a little while. And he said he went into Greg's and asked for a flake cake, which they were these little square like sponge cakes with a little flake on the top, but they were really moist. They were nice. And he'd asked for a flake bake, and the wifey behind the counter had given him a steak bake, and he wasn't looking when she'd sorted it out. She just handed him a bag, so he was like, "Get in," and then he's like, "Ask for flake cake. I've got a flipping steak bake." I don't know why, but just that particular story is always just stuck with us.
Just resonated with you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's something like it's difficult for me to get excited about Christmas working in retail.
I can imagine.
Because people are awful. I mean, I think it's just a stressful time of year for people, and I get that. But people take it out on retail workers, and it just like this is the thing I always say to people because they're like, "Well, you know, they were just having a bad day," and I'm like, "Yeah, but for that person, that interaction with me or whoever else might be like 5 minutes out of their day at most. That's bad, but I have to have lots and lots of 5-minute interactions, and if they're all horrible, do you know what I mean?"
Puts a downer on your mood.
Yeah. And I just think it's Christmas. It's the season of like goodwill, joy to all people on earth, and there's people twisting that they've got to wait 2 minutes for a bacon sandwich, and it's like, how would just reevaluate your life?
Yeah, get your shit together.
Yeah, like honestly, you'd think some of these people, like, oh no, sorry, we're waiting on the bacon. It's going to be 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Honestly, you'd think I'd just like killed a member of the family and put their head on a pike. The way they got on, honestly, I'm surprised no one's challenged us to a duel yet over like.
I don't miss it, like. when I used to work in hospitality, like as a waitress, my favourite type of customer was the kind of customer who was like, you know what, right, we have a problem. Every time we go out to eat, there's always an issue. And it's like, have you ever stopped to think that the issue is you?
The common denominator is you.
You in all these situations. Like, I think it was something like, I don't even remember what it was now. It was when I worked like years ago. And I just remember them saying like, every single time we come out to eat anywhere, we always have a big drama, a big issue, and blah blah blah. And I just thought to myself, like, it's you. It's obviously you.
I don't understand people's...
It was Christmas time as well.
I don't understand people's like sort of eagerness to query, like not query things, but cause a dispute for stuff like that. Some people seem to just be like really happy to cause a scene, and it's like, for me, like, say if I go to a restaurant and I buy a steak, right, and I ask for medium rare and it comes and it's medium, I just eat it, because while it's not specifically what I asked for, it's not so far away from the... If it was well done, I'd send it back, you know what I mean? But I'd say like, oh, I asked for medium rare, this is well done, can you? Do you know what I mean? But some people are like, oh, do you know what I mean? And they cause such a stink over something so small.
Some
and
people are just so ready for a fight though. Like, they like live their lives like wanting to fight people, like wanting to argue with people.
But it's not fighting people, is it? It's
trying to piss all over people, yeah.
It's just flapping your lips. It's not fighting.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody's like, there's a lot of people out there that are just ready for confrontation. They just love it. They thrive on confrontation.
But I just think this time of year, can you not just like have a day off? It's Christmas, have a day off. You can put that on a t-shirt.
It's Christmas, have a day off, Raj.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mrs. Right. Wind your neck in, have a day off. It's Christmas.
Yeah. Greg's new uniform, new festive uniform.
Oh, honestly, this is I'm gonna set the record straight now, okay? If anyone that's watching this, and don't do it more just because I'm highlighting it, okay? If I never see either of these things again in my life, it'll still be a day too soon, okay? A, the picture of the Gregans, right?
What's that?
It's some leggings, right?
Oh, right, with Greg's on them, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, someone must send me that at least once a month. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, is this your new uniform? And it's like, yeah, I laugh. See what I mean? You laugh. But when you get it, when you've heard it like 15 times, it's like, oh man, you need some new material. And the other thing is that lad, I don't know who you are, right? But you went into the, he's local from what I understand. He went into the one on the industrial estate, Cook Way, and he was so annoyed that he had to pay VAT on a donut that he nicked a sandwich. Yet this only came to light because he'd put this whole query of the same thing on the Greg's Facebook page, and they'd said, oh, can you tell us where it was so we can, you know, look into it? Though what they would look into, it's VAT. Anyway, he'd said, oh, it was Peakley Industrial Estate. It doesn't matter though, because I went back in and pinched the sandwich, right? And it went viral, and everyone was like, ho, 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 this is amazing. And the first time I saw it, I was like, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? I laughed. But again, at least once a month, someone sends me this thing, just like, oh, do you know who it is? And it's like, no, I don't know everyone who lives. There's 15,000 people live in Peakley. Do you know what I mean? Do you think I know every one of them? No. Like, fair play, mate.
No, but I'm going to hunt him down and find that sandwich thief.
Honestly, though, it's thievery's rife up that shop.
But you wouldn't really expect from a shop where it's all like, it's all workers that come in.
With CCTV.
Yeah.
It's, surprisingly enough, you do get quite a lot of thievery in our shop as well.
I can imagine that.
But the thing I've noticed is the ones that I barely noticed are when chavs just come in, like literally walk in, pick a sandwich up and walk out. They're the ones I don't really notice when we're busy. But people, like, do you know that thing? I can't remember if it was you I was talking about, but whoever I've been talking to about it had said they'd been speaking to someone who was a security guard, and they said, like, you can always tell who's planning to pinch stuff because they all act the same way, like, it's suspiciously.
Shifty.
And I get that, I see that. But those people are always the people who you'd least expect it from. Like, in my anecdotal experience from working in the town centre shop, right, it's businessmen in suits. And I'm like, you clearly, like, drive an Audi or something. Why are you pinching a sandwich that costs £2.30? Do you know what I mean? Or old women.
Old women?
They're shits for it. Do you know what I mean? Or like they'll be like, you'll just see a bottle of Fanta poking out of the handbag, and you'll be like, and they drink as well, and they'll go, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. And it's like, no, you were hoping I didn't see it. Honestly, there was some dude came in before with a cat carrier, and he put 2 sandwiches in the cat carrier, right? And I'd seen him do it while he was in the queue. And then when he came to the counter, he put the cat carrier on the floor and bought like a pasty or something. And I went, is that everything? And he went, yeah. And I went, what about the sandwiches? And he went, what sandwiches? I went, and I went to walk around the front of the thing. He went, oh right, aye, and like lifted this cat carrier up and put them on. He was like, oh sorry mate, I forgot all about that. And I just went, oh, it's no bother. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't just be like, well, you sod. Do you know what I mean? I know you're a thieving bastard. Get out. Do you know what I mean? I'd get wrong for that, even though they're on the pinch. But yeah, but I like that moment as well, because sometimes, especially with the chavs, when they came in, if they look shifty or whatever, they'll put something in the pocket, and then I'll lock eyes with them and I'll just stare at them, and then they like get uncomfortable and look away, and when they look back, I'm still staring at them. I probably just stare them out, and then I look at the sandwich in their pocket and look at them. And I just keep doing that, and by the time they get to the front of the counter, they're convinced. Or on several occasions, I've seen them take said sandwich out,
and put it back,
just shot it on a table or something, or in the thingy, and just walk out.
Nice. Sounds fine.
But just pay for your food. Just don't be a thief.
No.
Especially at Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I remember working before, and we used to have like a sweet cart at the front of the restaurant. And some smackheads had come in and like pinched loads of stuff off the sweet cart, come to the counter to ask like for something to take out so they didn't look too suspicious, and left all the sweets behind on the counter when they left.
My favourite one though, before we kind of finish up, is there was this group of, like, they probably were smackheads. They were little scroats basically, and there was this couple, and they were like proper like hard and rough. And they were at the front, and then I saw the mate like take one of the gift cards off the thing and put it in his pocket, and then on the way out he was like, ha ha ha, hero, happy, like, it was like Merry Christmas. I think it was about this time last year actually. And yeah, exactly, that was my thingy, and I was just like, congratulations on stealing a worthless piece of plastic, you thick cunt. Sorry for language, I realise I dropped the C-bomb there. But it's like, they need to be charged at the counter, so someone will come in with
like
that.
loaded gift cards on the
Do you know what I mean? But I was like, not only are you a thief, you're also like...
a shit friend.
Dumb as a stump. Yeah.
Well.
We'll finish on a good note though, because I realise we've just been on a massive rant about like low lives. Yeah. But one thing that we did do last year, which I thought was very Christmassy, was there was a couple of homeless people in the town centre who were like sort of just camped out in the bus station, and Suzanne and someone else, I can't remember who it was, we basically just they took them some sandwiches and coffee up just to give them, and I was like, oh, that's lovely. That put me right in the Christmas spirit for a few hours until customers ruined it. But yeah, that was a nice thing. So we'll leave you with that nice memory.
We'll leave it there, yeah.
Because we are meant to be spreading festive cheer, not just ranting about
various
scrubbers.
Things and spice and whatnot.
Yeah, we didn't even mention spice this time, so we're getting there. I'm beating the addiction. Well, day number 8 down.
All done.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, December 9th.
Yes.
For hopefully another nice beer. This one wasn't too bad. I'm glad that we seem to have got over the hump of crap beers.
Yeah.
Now I've said that, watch tomorrow will be rubbish.
Well, thank you for watching.
Yes.
Goodbye.
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 That's my phone. I've got a message.
No, that's mine.
Is it? Alright, well there you go.
Popular.
I thought we were finishing on a high note. Now you've just...
I'm popular.
Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Merry Christmas, all the rest of it.